it's Savannah with the Holistic Dog Groomer, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how you can cut your dog or cat's nails at home. So today I'm going to give you my best tips and tricks about cutting your dog and cat's nails. I'm also going to be doing a demonstration on both of my dogs, one that has white nails and one that has black nails, but lots of these tricks can also be used on cats as well. Something that I want to give you guys a little bit more info about before we get started is about the quick inside of nails. So I've got this very poorly drawn picture and I'm just going to explain it to you. So you have your dog or cat's paw here and this is their nail. Inside here is what we call the quick. This is a vein inside the nail, and that is what bleeds if you cut your dog or cat's nail too short. And that's usually what everybody's scared of, is cutting the nail too short. So this little line here is to represent where you would ideally like to cut the nail. You would like to cut it up on an angle, not into the quick, not too far away from the quick. But this is, okay, sorry guys, my camera just died, so if the lighting and angle is a little different, I apologize. But as I was saying, not cutting the quick is easier said than done, especially when your pet has black nails and you can't see the quick through the nail. But don't worry, because I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to try to tell where the quick is. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys into the kitchen with me. I'm going to show you tools I recommend, give you demos, and my best tricks on cutting your dog or cat's nails at home. Okay, so we're going to start off with me showing you some different kind of tools you can use, which ones I recommend and which ones I don't recommend. So I'm actually going to start with this pair of clippers right here. This is a guillotine style nail clipper, so when you squeeze them together, the blade comes up through this hole and cuts the nail. I actually only have these because Boomer came with them when we adopted him. How they work is that you put the nail in through this hole here, squeeze, comes up and cuts. This actually isn't my nail cutter type of clipper that I prefer, as if this blade isn't sharp enough or if these handles aren't strong enough to go through the nail can get caught in here, it can chip the nail, break it, crack it up it. It's just not my preferred clipper of choice. Next here we have these tiny little clippers. Lots of people call them birdie nail clippers. As you can see, very small opening here. So this is only going to work well on certain types of nails. I actually use these ones in the van on some thin and small cat nails and also some puppy nails. But as you can see, they're kind of flimsy and you should only use them in the right circumstance. So it's important to choose the right kind of nail clipper and the right size of clipper for your dog's nails. Next is this set of clippers here, and they're actually very similar to these ones. This one's a little bigger, more heavy duty. This is the exact same kind of clipper, it's just a little smaller. So we'll start with these ones. I use these ones in the van for all kinds of dogs. They've got the big handles here, big spring in between, and a very big opening. They also have a lot of strength. These are perfect for small to very large size dogs' nails, so these are pretty much my everyday nail clipper in my mobile grooming van. This set of clippers is a pair that I keep in the house that I use at home to trim our dog's nails. As you can see, same thing, you squeeze it together and the blades cut the nail. The opening is a little smaller and the arms here aren't as strong, so I wouldn't try to cut really thick lab nails or Newfoundlander nails with this. It just might not go through. So next, I'm going to show you a tool that actually isn't a clipper. This is a Dremel, and how it works is that the sandpaper head up here actually spins. So how this is used is that you turn it on while the head is spinning, you go over the nail, and it slowly grinds down the nail little by little. Now lots of people love using these as it's a lot harder to actually cut into the quick of the nail. This is because while you're dremeling the nail, when you start to get close to that quick, the dog can feel it and will pull its paw away. So if your dog will tolerate you using a Dremel, it's great because you can get a lot closer to the quick without making them bleed, and also it makes all of the edges nice and smooth. One thing that you do have to be very careful with these Dremels is that if your dog has long fur anywhere on its body, make sure to keep it away from the spinning Dremel, as fur can get caught in this while it's spinning and potentially rip it out. So make sure you have a very firm grip on their paw and keep all very long fur away from it. But a Dremel is an awesome option. Some people also like to go in with clippers first, take away the bulk of the nail, and then just use this to file. It's kind of whatever your dog or cat will let you do. Okay, so we're gonna start with Gracie, and she's got some white nails and some brown nails. Through most of them, you can see her quick. So she's gonna be our first example if you do have a dog with those kind of nails. Also, my biggest tip for doing any at-home grooming is to get your dogs up off of the floor. So that's why we have Gracie on the counter today with a towel down so that she both doesn't scratch the counter, she has some grip, and in case you do accidentally quick your dog, the blood will go on the towel instead of whatever surface you're working on. The biggest reason why this is my top tip is because on the ground, that's a dog's domain. That's where they're used to being, and they'll know how to get away from you there. So as soon as you put them up off of the ground, they kind of go in that scared stance in a way, and most of them just let you get it over with. If you are putting them on the counter, I highly suggest you have a second set of hands. I feel pretty confident with my dogs, so it's just me here today. But safety is always first. Make sure you have somebody wrangling your pup. Also, if you have a very large dog that you can't just throw on top of your counter, try to think of other ways to get them up off the ground where they're not used to being. Maybe on a couch, in your car, on the bed, those type of things. So let's get started. So I am going to use these blue clippers. Lift up her paw, expose the nail. Now, as you can see, I've been growing these out for a while. She's got a white claw here and a brown claw here. Let's see if I can get her a little closer. So, as you can see, it's very white right here, and then it goes into this pink part. So you don't want to cut right up to the pink part because then she will start bleeding. That quick in there starts getting a little smaller. So even though you can see that the pink ends there, don't cut right there because it gets a little smaller in through this white part that you just can't see. If you're scared, just take off the tips. So as you can see, all of that was very white. Got through that very easily. And with these white nails, you can look into the nail right here. If you see it starting to get pink, stop cutting, you're getting close to the quick. Right now, it's still just white. She hates getting her nails cut, so just ignore her faces. So right now, I know I can cut a little closer. So I just did a little bit at a time. Now I'm looking, and I can actually see a little bit of that pink, so I'm gonna stop cutting. Even though from the side, it looks like there's more to go with that white, I can't go any further. And when you look at the whole nail, it looks very long. Again, I can't go further. I don't want to make her bleed. All of this white stuff here, if we get the Dremel out, we can Dremel it a little bit and get it smooth and a little bit closer to the quick. So I'm going to do this other white nail, this one in. She had a little bit less to take off. And this one too. Now, this brown one, as you can see, it's a little harder to see where the quick is. Go slowly. And sometimes when you look on the inside of this nail, you can see the quick a little better. So I'm flipping her nail. I can see where the pink is. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. You can see I've got a little bit more to take off. Good girl, Gracie. And just like that. Now, for these inner kind of dew claws here, sorry, Gracie, I know. These nails, same thing. Make sure you know what you're cutting, you can see what you're cutting, and just take off a little bit at a time. So I got the battery in my Dremel now, this bottom part. This is a wireless Dremel. There is some that come with cords as well, and I'm just gonna show you a little bit of what Dremeling does look like. So this is what it does. The head spins, so as you can see, it can be a little scary to dogs, or how hair could get caught in there. So I'm just gonna take Gracie's paw, hold it firmly. I'm gonna start it on the slow setting. This one has 2 different settings, which is nice. Make sure you hold her paw tight, stabilize with this thumb. And right now I'm just smoothing out those edges. I already know that I'm pretty close to the quick. So I'm just smoothing out all of the edges that we just cut. Now one more thing is that if you're using just the Dremel to trim your dog's nails and you're not doing the nail cutting first, that's fine. Make sure that you have a new little sandpaper insert here so it goes smoothly. But also usually once you start getting close to the quick, a dog will pull its paw away because it knows that you're getting close. So that's why a lot of people opt for a Dremel over the nail cutting. They'll use exclusively a Dremel. When their dog starts pulling away, they know that they're getting close to the quick. Okay, so say that you were cutting your dog's nails and you accidentally quicked them. I am going to show you what you would do. Can you sit, Grace? Good girl. So, let's get a little closer. Say this front nail's bleeding. If you're at home, flour cornstarch, or if you want to purchase the blood stop powder, you can do that as well. All you want to do is take a pinch of the powder, hold it on to where it's bleeding, hold firmly for about 30 seconds to a minute, let go. If it's done bleeding, you're good to go. Okay, so we're gonna show you a nail trim on Boomer, and he has black nails. Now, as you can see, this foot is all messy and grinchy, and this foot is all clean and trimmed up. So actually, this is gonna be in another video of how you can do this at home and actually extend the life of how long a professional grooming lasts for your dog, and do a little bit of DIY at-home grooming that's super simple. Also, for this video, he needed some less grinchy feet so that I can show you a little better how to cut his nails. So, just like Gracie, I am going to use the same size clippers, and just to kind of show you what I mean about the other clippers and how they would be too small for my dogs. These are the little birdie clippers we were talking about for cats and puppies. And as you can see, small opening. It would fit his nail, but there's not a lot of strength in these. So if I go to try to cut his nails, I would have to use a lot of pressure. If he didn't like it and moved his foot away, I could put a crack in his nail and it just wouldn't be good. So we are going to use the proper size clippers, or even just go a size up. Use heavy duty clippers on smaller nails. So I'm gonna try to keep his feet in frame here. Now with his nails, as you can see, you can't see a quick. So sometimes with these black nails though, on this inside part, you can be able to see the quick a little bit. So I'm gonna check all of his. Can't really. Now I'm gonna start with one of these front nails here. Actually, this one is white on this side. So make sure you check all your dog's nails first. So, I didn't even know he had this little white patch. So you see here, it's pink up to here, then it turns white. But as you can kind of see in his, you can see the quick getting smaller. So you don't want to cut right where the pink is because it still gets smaller for a little bit. So just cut off this tip. Now I can see I still have a little bit more to go. Cut a little more. Now when I look down his nail here, I can see I can kind of start seeing something, so I shouldn't cut any shorter. Now, since I kind of gauged how much there is to take off, woo, it's okay, good boy. No, you don't like this. How much to take off of this one? I'm gonna take off a similar amount on this other one, but still just going slowly. Now I guess that first example didn't really help because I did find a clear part on his nail. So let's look at this nail, this outside one. There usually isn't the same amount to take off of these outside ones as there is on these ones. All nails are gonna be different. So on this outside one, it's all black. You can't see where the quick is, but you can kind of see there's this little hook there. Usually it's safe to at least take off the hook. After that, you just wanna go slowly. Check, see if you see pink or a little black dot getting bigger. Or if you're scared, biggest tip for black nails, use our handy dandy Dremel I'm gonna use it on a slow setting because I don't think he likes this. Back and forth on his nail. Doing a little bit at a time, takes off little bits at a time. Oh, see, he's kind of starting to pull on me. I think we're close to the quick because he's starting to pull away on me. So I'm actually just gonna smooth out these other ones while I'm at it. Then this inside one, I'm actually gonna flip it this way so you can kind of see. So this is the other nail that we have to do. This black one coming through here. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using any clipper at all, because I know the clippers can be very scary on black dogs, especially if you go to clip, you have them positioned, you go to squeeze it together, they move, and you accidentally go way too short. So that is not an option with the Dremel because it takes off little bits at a time. If the dog moves, then it's just not taking anything off anymore. So let's just use the Dremel. Keep it on the slow setting. Make sure you're holding them tight. Oh, I think this is starting to die on me. Lovely, died on me. Let's just go back in with these clippers. Take off little bits at a time. Build your self-confidence up. I'm gonna check his nail here. Still got more to go. He wants to get away from me now. Sorry, Boomy. Now we're all happy. Got our nails trimmed. Good girl, Gracie. Good girl. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any other questions about cutting your pet's nails at home, please just leave them in the comments below, as I'd love to help out. I'm going to link all of my social media and our website in the description box. Take care, you guys. See you next time.